You ever read a product description that's so bad you have to try it? Here we go. As you get older in life, there's a lot of important things and a lot of nice things you just want to have in your truck. One of them is a coffee maker. If you're into coffee like I am, well, you know, I get free coffee through the Loves and all that because I push it for all it's worth on that. But I've always been curious about coffee makers. Well, I was going to put a regular Mr. Coffee in here and see how that worked and all that, get a smaller one. But then I ran across this. This is the Road Pro Coffee Maker Cafeteria, whatever. But it has a reusable filter, 20-ounce capacity, includes scoop and mounting bracket, and it brews in 20 minutes. I'm going to be the first one to tell you it looks terrible. But let's look in the back and see what it is, and then we can just kind of go from there. So now I haven't opened this up or anything yet. Says that quick brewing cycle. Apparently 20 minutes is quick. 20-ounce glass carafe. So it's 1 ounce a minute. Reusable filter. 7-foot fuse, 12-volt power cord. Stop drip interrupter feature. Includes coffee scoop and mounting bracket. 12 volts, 15 amps, cord length, capacity, amps, blah, blah, blah. Box includes coffee maker with 12-volt power cord, 20-ounce glass carafe, reusable filter, coffee scoop, and owner's guide. I haven't even opened it up to make sure it's not broken yet. And if it's broken, the closest pilot I can get one at is I'm going to have to go down to Tonkawa, Oklahoma and get one from the house. And I might do that if it's broken. The instructions are... yeah, safety tip. Realistically, we know how to use a coffee maker. I mean, it's so lame. It's in 3 different languages. So, let's see what's in the box. So, let's pull this out. Set it here. Anything left in the box? No, there is not. All right. So, what are we dealing with here? Yeah. This looks terrible. So, I got it all unwrapped. Let me show you what we're dealing with. This is actually a very small coffee maker. 20 ounces. So basically, this whole can of water will fill this up. Comes with a scoop. Right here, a little scoop and a permanent filter. People are like, get the disposable filters, and I'm like, I don't know where to get them. So I'll look, but little tiny filter here. So yeah. So anyhow, this is so tiny though. This is 20 ounce. I mean, look at my hand. I can literally cover it. This is literally 20 ounces. So, I'll be interested to see. Oh, it does have something neat here, though. On the bottom, it has a little plunger here. So, if you want to pull out the carafe while it's still brewing, it'll actually stop it from dripping. So, you just pull it out and it does what it's supposed to do, apparently. So that's kind of neat. It does come with a couple of things. It comes with an extra fuse and this wire thing. This wire is a hold down, so what you do is you pull this out and this wire actually goes through here and clamps down on both sides. It's got a couple of screws, so where you can actually just screw it into here and this wire will... Well, I wasn't going to take it out, but let's take it out. So this is the wire here. It goes over here. So what it actually does is just goes around here like that, and you can actually screw it into a base and it'll hold the coffee maker down, which is kind of interesting. This stays in. It's like I said, it's a compression fit here. So yeah, so you can go down the road and this isn't gonna fall out, which is nice. Now I did save the receipt in case this thing doesn't work. Like I said, this was $29.99 plus tax, so it was about, well, I bought eggs too, but it basically came out to about 31 bucks all in. You can get coffee makers cheaper. It's about average price. For a 12 volt though, now a buddy of mine, he actually got an RV coffee maker that was 12 volt. I mean, he used that for years. He said it was phenomenal. Phenomenal. But this isn't one of those. This is a, so tomorrow morning, I'm going to go ahead and, I've got my coffee still here. We got our Pilot coffee. We've got my creamer, my Splenda. I carry all that, and water. So we will get up before these guys come to work, most likely, and brew up some coffee. So I'm kind of interested to see what happens. So let's just wait till tomorrow. So see you in the morning. So it's the next morning, and I'm thrilled. It's early, so let's get this thing, oh, they are just showing up. Let's get this thing going. We'll make us some coffee, because a diuretic with no bathroom is always a good idea. So, alright, so I don't know how many scoops you use. Truthfully, 2 ought to be enough for this. Alright, I like strong coffee. Now, if I could find an appropriate filter size, I would ditch this permanent filter in a minute. These, you got to clean these out, and that's where a lot of us fall flat. So, let's get some water. The only water I have right at the moment are these liquid deaths. Now, you never want to put hot water in here, but I suppose I have to plug it in too. But you don't want to do that with any coffee maker. Alright, we got it plugged in, which gives us that nice little glow. And that actually was turned on. It's down for on and that for off. So this is a 19.2 fluid ounce can. So let's just fill it up here. Hopefully it doesn't leak. Supposed to have a thing on the side. Let me turn the light on here. Well, I shined in, I'll show you. Shined a light in the top, you can see the level. The max is right here, so I'll add another ounce. Okay, so I got an old phone out here. I'm going to hit the stopwatch. We're going to flip this and then turn this on and see what happens. So, turn that on there. Run over here. Start that. And I guess we'll see you when it's brewed. It's only been 41 seconds and it's already painfully slow. If you're impatient, you're not going to like this. So at 2 minutes and 8 seconds, it's been heating up, hadn't even started yet. So apparently it takes a bit to heat up, but it is starting to bubble. Well, 3 minutes, and that's what we've got, but it's starting. This kind of play-by-play commentary is what made ESPN2 such a powerhouse. So I guess that's all here, so let's just let it do its thing, and I will sit painfully. And thankfully, because of YouTube magic, you don't have to endure this. Was it fogging up? So, we are at... Yeah. Let me show you where we're at. I keep sitting here waiting for this thing to take off, and it's just not taking off. One of the problems with what I'm doing, other than the lighting, is that I only have one to test. Theoretically, if I was doing anything scientific, I'd need like 4 of them. All the same, all measured out, same water, same everything. But so far with just the one, like I said, I keep expecting it to... I mean, we're at 14 minutes right now. This is ignorant. It's bad. Here's the thing. I called it. I knew it was going to be bad. So I really don't have any reason to complain because, well, I called it. So I'm not going to Tim Taylor this and burn my truck down, but we're just going to keep going until it's done. And at the rate it's going, it's not going to be 20 minutes. Probably going to be closer to 30. So, well, so that's the water. I keep expecting it for it to take off, but it never really does. This thing needs a timer so I can start it an hour before I get up. That would work. Well, it's... yeah. It's, well, let me show you. We have made it to here, and we're at 29 minutes. I can say with certainty, this will be the only cup of coffee this thing ever makes. I'm going to throw it back in the box. It's going to go back to the island of misfit toys. Now, hear me out. We don't know what the coffee tastes like yet. Pilot does make some good coffee. Quick Trip is better. KWIK, the ones up north. Better coffee there. The QT, not so much. But one of these days I'll do a review on coffees from all those places, but not today. I thought it was going to take off for a minute. All of a sudden I heard the pump go and it gave a real good jolt. And then it was just a tease. Much like Friday night at 1:45 in the morning. You single guys know what I mean. Okay, we are currently at... oh no. Stopwatch. Okay. Ooh. Hit the wrong button. 34, 58, 59, 35 minutes. do not pin your hopes and dreams on this. I think 20 minutes for one cup. It sure wasn't for one pot, I'll tell you that. Yeah. I started thinking of my grandfather and about 14 World War II jokes that took less time than this. I mean, good grief, my grandpa bombed Hamburg, Germany, and he was out and back before this thing was brewed. In fact, he started the pot, got home, and got to finish it brewing, watch it brewing. One of these days I'll have to tell you about my grandfather. He was a B-17 navigator in the Normandy invasion. Got some pictures somewhere, not of the Normandy invasion, but interesting man who never talked. Guy never really talked. He died in 2017 at 98 years old. He talked about World War II. Somewhat. Like I said, he was injured in the Normandy invasion. Got out of the hospital. Went and spent 2.5 years in Korea during the Korean War, and then did 2 tours of Vietnam, and then retired in 1970 with a full 30. Guy had an interesting career. So, yeah, that's just never really talked a whole lot about it. And I've seen some of his pictures when he had him out once, and he had some film strip from Vietnam, which was kind of interesting, but some old 8mm, but interesting stuff. I would love to see it again, but when he passed, one of my uncles disappeared with it, and me and that side of the family aren't really all that close. So, but at least it's still with the family, so that's important. I'd love to see some of the historical stuff get donated to a military museum. I don't have kids or anything like that, and a lot of historical stuff from my family I end up donating just because I don't have any kids to share it with, so I can share it with the world this way. So back to the coffee. We're here. I think she's winding up. We are at 41 minutes. Well, I'm shining the light back here, so we apparently are out of water. It's bubbling like it is. So she's just finishing bubbling now, so let's turn this off here. 43:01:28. So how does the coffee taste? Well, let me find out. So, it's done. Let's pull this out of here. Oh, look, there was 4 minutes of drip. Well, that was good. And it fills my mug. Oh, jeez, that's hot. This thing gets unreasonably hot. Well, I can already tell by the consistency of what's spilled, this is going to be some pretty weak coffee. Very weak. Coffee needs to stain. This didn't stain. So how is it? Well, let's find out. It's kind of weak. Not bad, though. Worth 45 minutes? No. This thing had a couple things going for it. What I don't like is, I'm sitting here feeling it right now. This thing is unreasonably hot everywhere. Like, 7 brews in, you're going to catch fire hot. This is this is a problem because it took so long to heat up and get going. If this thing would have just heated up, dumped the coffee, this thing wouldn't be this hot. This thing literally just, I mean, the plastic on top that is really hot. It just, the carafe, everything. I mean, the carafe's the coolest part on the thing. And it's cooled down a little bit, but it's, when I first grabbed it, it was like 10 more degrees and we're melting plastic hot. So I guess I'm going to pack this away in there and I'm going to clean this at the house because I'm going home. So, pros and cons. If you're in a pinch, it'll work. 45 minutes, but if you really want literally only this, it took well, roughly 45 minutes, honestly. But truthfully, there are a lot cheaper and better options. What got me started on this was I was watching another YouTuber that Trucking Together, and they have Mr. Coffee, and it's a regular plug into an inverter and all that, and it works really good. Walmart, roughly about the same price as this. It's a little bigger carafe, and it drips. I kept waiting for this to take off. This never took off. If any of you guys have had one of these and it's faster than that, let me know. I might try this, if I can find some different filters, I might try this 2 or 3 more times just to make sure that maybe it needed a break-in, maybe it needed this, maybe it needed that. I'm reserving my judgment for the most part until I try it 2 or 3 more times. I'm going to take it inside the house and clean it out. Permanent filter, bad idea. Now, I did like the strap to lock it down. I like the idea. What I do not like is that I have to put 2 screws in to hold the base in. I don't like drilling into anything I own or screwing in anything I own. It just comes back to the old days when you get fired for putting a hole in your truck. That's not a joke. They literally, if you mounted something and it wasn't 100% reversible, they'd can you in a minute. Coffee's not horrible. Like I said, to me it's kind of weak. Of course, I really do like strong coffee. One of the cons is if you're going to have one of these, you got to carry water with you. You got to carry coffee with you. Not insurmountable. But that, I wouldn't waste my money on that. You can do better for about the same price. It's a great concept. 12-volt coffee maker plugs in. It's a great concept. It's just poorly executed. I truly think they could have done a lot better. It's just, like I said, I hated the way it got that hot. That scared me. That's like it's going to catch fire hot. I don't like that. I did like I said, I did like the concept. I do like the 12-volt part. I think the pump is weak. I'm wondering if I could actually swap out the pump. I got some busted old coffee makers. I could actually even go to the DAV or, well, they're not around, Goodwill, find me some old coffee makers, and maybe I could change the pump out. Maybe it would actually brew faster. It's worth a shot. I might try that. There I go, Tim tailoring things. But it'll work in a pinch, but 45 minutes is absolutely ridiculous. It's not something I would buy unless I'm looking for a last resort. And this is a last resort. But 45 minutes to make 20 ounces. I mean, it filled up this. And that was with my creamer in it. I do that because I got a bad stomach. But 20 ounces in 45 minutes. And truthfully, if you're on some loyalty programs and stuff like that, you're probably getting your coffee for free. I hope you are. So, is it a good product? No, it's not. Like I said, I might, if I can find the right filters, I might try it 2 or 3 more times just to see what happens. But as for now, nope, not at all. And truthfully, I wouldn't run it without my APU going or without the truck running, especially if you got weak batteries. Those draw a lot of power. I noticed that the whole time I had it plugged in and going, my APU was struggling to keep up. It was fired up. So anyhow, well, that's it. I hope you enjoyed the review. Like I said, I wouldn't waste my money unless you're desperate, and you better be desperate with a lot of time. So I appreciate it. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next video.